Hi, okay, so this is Ms. Kilpatrick. I just wanted to do a quick video explaining IB chemistry and the expectations for the year. Also, we'll talk maybe about some differences between AP chemistry and IB chemistry. So last year, we took AP chemistry. We did I taught the AP curriculum. And now we're going to essentially go and finish what was left over. So IB chemistry is generally taught over 2 years. We have covered about 75% of all the content for IB chemistry at this point. So if you go to my website, you can see right here are all our topics. We have actually done units 1 through 10. So what we have left is essentially organic chemistry and spectroscopy. So we have covered a good chunk of the material. So the good news is that gives us time to go back and review. It also gives me a chance to go back and do some of the labs that we weren't able to do last year as well. So this year will not be, it's not quite as grueling as last year. So there are some differences between AP and IB in the way they test. So last year for AP chemistry, you have one test that you sit for, and it's half multiple choice, half short response or FRQ. For IB chemistry, generally they are given 3 separate tests. They're usually given back to back typically. So they have a paper 1, a paper 2, and a paper 3, and then we also have the internal assessment. So the paper 1 is going to be all multiple choice. Paper 2 is the short response. Paper 3 was canceled for this year, so they don't need to worry about that. And then we have our internal assessment. So the breakdown, the way that the points work, it's 30% for paper 1, 50% for paper 2, and then 20% for the internal assessment. Now the internal assessment is really one of the bigger differences between IB and AP. I have a link on my website for the internal assessment that talks more about it. And then we also have a link to the rubric, which at this point everybody's seen and worked with. I have some other sample papers with comments and marks. So if they have not looked at those yet, I would definitely go back and look at it. I do have a paper that, some papers that have scored very well. So they can take a look at that and see what a good paper or a high marked paper looks like. All right, so at this point, we are halfway through the process. We have run all the internal assessments. So for the most part, everybody has data, and we've gotten about half of it written at this point. So we're going to be turning in pieces as we go. I expect to have the whole process completely done around January. And that will just be like one less thing on everybody's plate. Now, the papers. Paper 1 is multiple choice. Now, paper 2, I do have a sample paper on the website if anybody wants to go and take a look at that. So that's the formatting. That's how it's going to look when they sit down. And this just gives you an idea of some of the kinds of questions that they would ask too. Now, for this year, just like I have done in the past, they'll have their quizzes, and then they have a test every unit. This time when we test, I am going to include review topics for each test. So the first test that's coming up, we're covering uncertainty, and then also I'm going to throw periodic trends on that test as well. So they have some practice questions. They can also go back and review these videos if they need to. And then I did give everybody practice questions because I do think it's important to see what the formatting looks like and how to basically approach those questions. So just like in the previous year, we're going to be doing a quarter test. So at the end of the quarter, they're going to take their test, that's a comprehensive test from the quarter, and then that test can remediate any of the summative scores except for internal assessment. So internal assessment will be its own remediation piece. So the first thing that's actually going to be due for a grade will be their data analysis, and that will be a summative score. The way that they remediate that is they go and then correct it. All right, so the website here, I'm going to try to keep this as up to date as possible, and I also want to go back and update some of my videos. So I've got videos already for some of the topics. I do need to go back and add some more. But if I am not able to get to the videos, which I still plan on doing, but if I don't get to it, I will include something so that they can get their notes if they're out. So if you go to the main page on the website, I added a calendar link. I'm going to update this at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. So if you click on the date, you can see what we worked on that day. And then if there wasn't an assignment or if there's a video that goes with it, they can just go to the corresponding unit and get that information. So if anybody happens to be out or gets quarantined, that is available. All right, so as far as this year goes, we are going to be working on preparing for the IB test. That's going to be our main goal for everybody to pass. We had a 100% pass rate last year, and that's what I'm hoping we have again this year. And at this point, I mean, everybody knows me. If you ever have any kind of questions or concerns, please just feel free to shoot me an email. And it pretty much is going to be structured very similarly to last year. It's just now the content's going to be shifting a little bit, and that's basically it. So please, please, please feel free to reach out with any kind of questions or concerns at any given point of this year. And I really hope that we have a fantastic school year. So have a good day.